What's going on YouTube? Asian Eyes White Dragon here. So with the release of Photon Shockwave coming up, I thought I'd talk about some of the new cards that are coming out and the ones that will definitely be seeing some play. So we'll start off with Fragment of Greed. Now what this is, it's almost similar to Pot of Greed except for it's a lot slower. Basically you activate it, including the turn it's activated, and then in 3 turns you get to draw 2 cards. So it is a +1, very good, but it does have to be sent to the graveyard, so Macrocosmos is on the field. You will not be able to activate your Fragment of Greed, but still a very good card. I mean, it puts you at a disadvantage in the very beginning because you have a card that essentially just sits on the field, but then again, you're going to be getting a +1 in 2 turns. Extra Gate, now what this does, it's basically you get to get rid of one of your opponent's synchros in their extra deck before it's even, they can synchro. So it's kind of good for control. Obviously, you don't want to call level 8 because lots of decks are running level 8 synchros, but some decks, they don't run Gaia Knight, they don't have the room for it. So if you can get rid of a Bryanak when they're about to synchro for it, or maybe a Trishula before they synchro for it, very good. But you have to make sure they're not playing Mistworm because they will probably send Mistworm to remove from play rather than sending their Trishula. But a good card for a control. Noise of the Forest, now kind of like a Book of Moon, but not quick play, which is the main reason why Book of Moon is so amazing. Not bad for the optional effect of that you can return a field spell, to your opponent's hand. So maybe they've got that Necro Valley up and you don't like that Necro Valley. It's kind of stopping your plays, very good, and it's kind of versatile. I mean, it basically can stop a monster's effect by flipping it face down. So almost a replacement for Book of Moon, but not quite. Photon Veil, so you return 3 light monsters from your hand to the deck. Then you can add 3 level 4 or lower light monsters. So maybe Lightstorm will start using this. I mean, you get triple Raikou, not bad. Or you can get your, your double JDs. Not a bad option, but it is a minus if you're going for JD, because that will be a -2. But overall, pretty good card if you use it correctly. Sealing Ceremony of Suton. So pretty good card. Once per turn, you can discard a water monster, and you can remove and play one of your opponent's monster in the graveyard. So very good if you maybe want to side deck it against, let's say, Frog Monarchs. Pretty good because once they lose that Treeborn Frog, it kind of hurts them. But some of them are running multiples, so this would be kind of good if you want to, use its effect more than once. I mean, Debunk is also an option. DD Crow, kind of better option, but definitely a card that could be okay in the next format. So Ho-Oh, pretty good card. So it is a spirit card, so cool to see some spirits back in Yu-Gi-Oh! So when it is normal summoned, you get to destroy all set spell and traps your opponent controls. But then it does return to your hand, so that's the only kind of downside, but that is how spirits work in Yu-Gi-Oh! So basically pretty good though, kind of like a Harpy's Feather Duster, pretty cool. And then Tribe Shocking Virus, almost like Tribe Infecting Virus, but not quite as good because, it's once per turn. But it's still a very good card, and you do have to remove from play, because Banish does mean remove from play one monster in your hand, and then, but you do get to banish their cards, which means remove from play their cards. So very good, and it has relatively good attacks, so this card will definitely be used in the side deck, if not some main decks. Pretty good for a mirror match if you're playing anything. Good to side deck. Momentary Truce, so if you're running Exodia, this is a pretty good card. So basically it's not a negative, it's kind of like an upstart that you don't gotta, force your opponent to gain that 1,000 life, but then it stalls for a turn also, so it's very good. So Exodia players, another basically upstart goblin for you guys. Regretful Complaint, so basically you take some battle damage from a direct attack, and then you get to take your opponent's monster with the highest defense until your end phase. So basically what this is going to be used for is synchroing. You take control of your opponent's monster, and then you use it to synchro next turn, because that monster you take can't declare an attack. So basically you're just going to be using it to synchro up. So a good card. Copy Knight, with those XYZs and lots of synchroing. Basically you can summon level 4 warrior, and then you get to summon this guy, and he becomes the same level. So pretty cool. Maybe this will see some play. I definitely think it's a good card. Definitely going to be used for synchros. Photonize. So when they declare an attack, you get to negate the attack, and then select a light monster, and it gains attack equal to the attacking monster until your next end phase. So basically, it stops them from attacking you, and then you get to attack over their monster next turn because it increases your attack until the end phase. So not quite like Honest. Honest is quite an amazing card, but this is also not a bad option. I mean, if you really like, getting over your opponent's monsters, pretty good card. Dark Flash. So this is definitely going to see some play. So tribute a dark monster with 1500 more, and you destroy all special summon monsters during this turn. So let's say you have out any Blackwing, essentially is going to have over 1500 attack. All you got to do is you just got to tribute it. After your opponent starts, synchroing, or getting ready to synchro, essentially, because you don't want them to synchro for Stardust, because obviously they'll be negating your Dark Flash. So once they go for like 1-for-1, get Reborn Tengu out, synchro for maybe like a Librarian, and they'll get out another one. You could just tribute your Dark Monster, and you get to clear their field. So pretty good card to set up and make your opponent commit more cards to the field, and then you can go plus off of it. So this card is definitely going to see some play. Deep Dark Trap Hole, very cool card. So when a level 5 or higher effect monster is special summon, banish, which means remove from play that monster. Now this is kind of an alternative to Bottomless, although in some situations Bottomless will be better because it doesn't have to be special summon, but Bottomless does have the effect that it does destroy and then remove from play, therefore Stardust can activate its effect and you won't be able to Bottomless Stardust. But this just automatically sends the monster to remove from play, so a very cool card. Definitely going to be seeing some play, especially when people synchro for a Librarian. And the last card, Tyrants Desperation. Very cool card. If you do happen to run Rescue Rabbit, which is basically a rescue cat, but it only gets normal monsters. Neither player can normal or special summon any effect monsters. So maybe you have that Vorse Raider, or any 1900 beat stick like Gemini Elf if you're running normal monsters. This card is going to support you guys very well because you can't ever normal or special as long as this is on the field and it's continuous. So very good card. I hope you guys look forward to seeing some of these new cards in Photon Shockwave. Thanks for watching YouTube. Asian White Dragon, signing out.